If I end up in a middle class situation, I'm definitely getting a sauna. Like, that's definitely gonna be like one of my bougie things in my house.
If you get ones like outdoor ones, they're not that expensive.
No, I like them to like put like people who like make sheds in the saunas. That's pretty easy. Or you can even buy like the sauna,
the barrel saunas and stuff.
Not even. You can buy like an indoor sauna that's like a big fucking closet with a bench and like a glass door for like a nice like 6-person one.
In your bedroom and plug it into 2 outlets.
Yeah, honest to God, it's like the infrared ones. It's like
infrared.
Yeah. It's
what
like
are the infrared saunas?
It's
like tan you.
No, it's like blasty. They're like
it blasts.
It's a dry sauna. It's a dry sauna.
It just blasts you.
It's listen.
You are now listening to the Wild West podcast.
We'll take him off in honor of David. David died in
Yeah.
this week of record heat. You know, I wish he was still here to talk about it.
I really like it.
Because it was so fun.
Smoking a lot.
I really like American Spirit Blacks. Like, if I had a pack of those at any given point, I would probably smoke them.
Speaking of audio, ladies and gentlemen, the Wild West podcast is now on Spotify. Yeah, so you can listen to it on Spotify. We're rated 5 stars on Spotify, surprisingly, with 2 ratings.
That one is very cool.
You know, I hate to humor the cigar hour that we run every week, but this is very good.
You like that one?
This is good.
That's good. I do like that one.
I think I'm gonna like.
So, Aidan, you might like something fuller because that one's fuller.
That's fantastic.
That one is.
I took a little long hit and I'm feeling myself.
That was.
This is easily my favorite one we've done.
That was Cigar Journal's 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year.
Damn, I guess they know what they're talking about. This is good.
They do, I guess.
Like it tastes like.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
So that's a Maduro wrapper.
This one tastes the most like. I think coffee is probably the main taste I'm getting. In like a good way, like the good like you have like really good like smooth light roast black coffee.
Not bitter. That calculates
Well,
off through the French press.
Dark roasts are always going to be kind of bitter, but if it's like a medium or light roast, it's only really going to be like significantly bitter if you burn it. Like if the water you steep in is too hot. If you want it to be a little bit colder than boiling, like around 200 instead of 212. And that's where a lot of people mess up. And most coffees they let steep too long.
I've been wanting to get into getting an espresso machine.
I don't know, man. When
Get it, and espresso machines are kind of expensive, but AeroPress is like the first like cheap one, or Chemex for drip coffee.
Well, that's what I already did all that shit. I want to get an espresso one,
Yeah.
so I want to get like a lever handle one, like a cheap lever handle.
Yeah.
I've been looking into it. I feel like I've been reading. I feel like that's the way to go.
That's the thing I miss most about working in like the French cafe was building the espresso drinks was really fun, and they tasted fucking great. Like they were really good.
That's
like out of a real machine.
That's because I didn't really like good coffee.
were you able to get them like for free?
I mean, it's not like my boss was watching me when I did the whole time.
So would you make yourself a drink here?
Yeah, typically I would get there a little bit early in the morning because I would open and close. So I would get there a little bit early in the morning, and I would turn everything on and basically open up. And then before we actually officially opened, I would have like breakfast in the back of the kitchen. Because I'd be the only one there still.
I think that'd make that job a lot more enjoyable.
Well, that part was enjoyable, and then
you had
the actual shift was hell.
Yeah.
And then I usually I'd finish cleaning up, and the last thing I would make as I finished cleaning up was my lunch, which was usually like another little like cappuccino, usually a crepe or two, and then I could. We had like all the savory crepes there and shit, so it was basically just like a sandwich, like wrap. It was delicious. So then I would the restaurant would be closed up, doors locked, and I would be clocked out, and I would just be eating in there, and it was like super chill. I keep the music on.
That's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
I'm trying to get my thorough review.
And for a while, I worked with Chris for like the last few months of that job, so it would be both of us like eating lunch like that.
Nice.
It was like restaurant jobs like that are fun in a way when you get good at them, because especially like I was for big chunk, like the most experienced worker there, mostly because COVID like kicked all the international employees back to their countries.
Yeah.
So I was like one of the only American employees who worked there.
Yeah.
So I kept working. So now I was the one who knew everything and basically made all the decisions and trained everybody. So they were all like did everything the way that I thought it should be done, and like I knew where everything was. So it's kind of fun in that way. It's still super stressful.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I'm glad. Like once I stopped, I tried to go back. I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna do this.
Yeah.
It was like, once you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
But it sucks to like. I remember it even sucked when I first got the job. I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I was like, I want to get good at this. I could make be making 4 crepes at once, basically, because we only had 4 machines, so I could be like literally operating like as fast as I possibly could.
You were micromanaging. You was like overcooked.
Yeah, if like we were really busy, especially if the person making crepes with me was like new, someone who I was actively training, because basically what training meant was like you would just be working a normal shift as one of the normal staff, and you'd only be expected to do about like half the work as you like, and someone would explain to you how to make every order that came in. Yeah. So if someone was like training with me, I would like give them their own pan, like kind of off to the side, and be like, yeah, the ingredients are like right behind you. And I would totally like, I'd take 3 and be like, all right, I'm just gonna circle the ones on the ticket that you're gonna make, and then don't worry about anything else. So I could just make 3 and constantly like be flipping them, adding all the toppings, because someone like you'd want to put the Nutella on, and you'd have to put it on. It'd be too hard to spread right away, so you'd have to like let it melt for a bit. You could actually spread out the whole crepe. So you had to like let it sit. You could do other stuff. The most fun though was when we had to like, whenever he had to cater a big party, he would always take me aside because I could make them the fastest. And what he would do is he would pre-make the actual crepes themselves. He wouldn't put anything in them. He would just butter them so they wouldn't stick to themselves.
Yeah.
And then he would heat it up on the pan and fill and like do all the fillings and like re-crisp it and stuff.
That's nice.
So he'd be like, all right, Evan, I'm catering this event. I need you to make 200 just like plain crepes. And I'd take all the extra machines that we had that weren't currently in use, like for the kitchen. I'd have like 4 or 5. And it was to the point, if I had 4 or 5, it was to the point where I could just go down the line pouring them. And by the time I pour the last one and spread it out, this one was ready to flip and this one was ready to flip.
Perfect.
So, and then I was just like factory lining them out.
Wow.
And I could knock out like hundreds of crepes in like less than an hour.
It's fucking beautiful.
And that's why he gave me $1 an hour raise to $13 an hour at the time. That's the thing. When you're a teenager, like, it was my first real job, so I totally was like, just worked my ass off for no reason because I didn't get that you didn't have to at most jobs, most minimum wage jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I trained all the employees there. I like.
I really like that.
It was crazy though.
That's crazy.
The other job I have now is lit because I can do schoolwork and shit while I'm there.
I like the job that I have now too.
I do a ton of crossword puzzles at work. I'm getting really good at them too.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I play a lot of Pikmin Bloom, which is like Pokemon Go but Pikmin. And it's like instead of going places, it prioritizes like how many steps you take instead. It's more like a pedometer game.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of fucking mileage out of that shit. Nice.
Number 1 in the world.
It's
Pikmin
nice.
Bloom.
I'm fucking like 400,000 steps since I played July or some bullshit.
The most I ever had was actually working my the sales job I had inside the DJs where I was like walking around selling solar. I would regularly get like 30 to 40,000 steps a day. Like there's like 10 to 12 miles.
I feel like that would drive me crazy doing that many steps in PJ.
Well, that's because like when you're walking out in, like on the driveways, like on the road, doing door to door, I'm like, it's like you're going up hills, like so less steps is a lot more effort.
Yeah.
And in the warehouse job I had, it's like I was actively trying to go as slow as I could possibly get away with, because you know that's what it'll make you do.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah. But the BJ's, it's like I'd walk around and talk to people. You don't keep track of how many laps you do around the store. You just like keep walking. Sometimes I would go for like an hour, not even talk to anybody. Just kind of like just walk around DJs doing laps for an hour. I always wondered if the people shopping would notice. I would never be talking to anybody like for their entire time they were shopping there. I'd just be walking around, collecting my
I wouldn't care.
my money. No, I'm sure they're glad.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't stopping to anybody. Sometimes I'd just talk to people and I wouldn't even pitch them on solar.
I'd be like, oh, this guy should get a fucking raise.
I would start talking, or I'd like
just riz.
Yeah, I'd ask them, like, especially if there was, like, someone who had, like, a shirt I recognized.
And, like, someone with, like, boobies.
Yeah, I like that. Like, someone with, like, something in this area, I like...
Something I would appreciate.
I looked at and, like, wow, that gets my attention.
Yeah.
And, I would just talk to them about that, and then yeah, if it came up,
There's
if
a
they
shooting
said
going on, someone just died.
that's fine. We live next to New Haven. I hear it all the time.
Escobar's in town.
It's fireworks. It's you don't know. It's just the craziest.
I'm ready to give a review on
What's
that
your full
one.
review, Connor?
I read more on it. It's Cuban seed tobacco, aged for 8 years.
Human cum?
Cuban cum. They bind it with Cuban cum.
This is a good.
I give it
This is a 7.5 out of 10.
I think it's like maybe a 9 or a 10.
I was thinking a 9.2.
It's not a 9.2.
I was thinking a 9.2.
I would say a solid 9 for me. And I think this is the first cigar we've never rated. Like, I think normally we bring them on, you rate them, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, they're fine. This is the first one I like actually like it enough where I'm probably gonna hit it every time you pass it to me.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll look and see how much a box is it.
The first one we had, I didn't mind either.
I think those. I bought another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the humidor. I bought a smaller one of those.
Pretty good, man.
I think, it's easy to make a good cigar, but like a really great cigar makes you want to buy the whole box. I would buy a box of these.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just thinking, like, yeah, I might buy one of these, like, for myself, or like, bring somewhere else. Like,
yeah,
it's good enough.
This wasn't even that much. This was, I think, was $11.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I mean, it's the same as all the other ones we smoked.
Yeah.
That shop in Baybrook's good. They got a bunch of really nicer stuff now. There.
You could text me the name of this one. I might go buy it.
All right.
I want to say rest in peace to David before we continue. Did you guys see the autopsy? It was brutal.
No, it's like smoking. Really well, smoking.
Yeah, he turned old and he fell into the weight stacking machine at my gym. And this muscle maxer was using the chest press, and his AirPods were. He didn't notice.
AirPods.
He didn't notice.
No.
Old David fell in the weight stack. He dropped it. His head exploded. He was maxing out the machine. 350 pounds.
Very random detail that he got old very quickly. But
Well,
his head did explode in a
David-
maxed out weight stack.
Young David's head could take that.
Right.
Your bones get brittle as you age.
Yeah, so
Did you see a weight stack gets dropped on someone's head and it bounces and they're able to like pull their head back out? They're like, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but
I'm young.
I think it's all right.
I saw this video of this. It was like a high school weightlifting meet, like Olympic weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
This guy had it in his clean, and he jerked it, and he did like a little sidestep, and he just kept going with it, and he dropped it, and the weight fell like a millimeter from his head.
I saw everyone in the crowd like gasped and stood up because it actually went like right in front of his face, like 200 something pounds.
It would have been like that scene in The Boys where the girl's head explodes.
there's a lot of those scenes.
It would have been like that.
There's a lot of those
I was
scenes.
thinking of the one where the girl face hits on the guy and his head explodes.
That's the one that I thought of. But if you wanted to get into spoiler territory, there are a lot of scenes where people's heads explode.
Oh, I got exciting news. My watch made it through customs, my new watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll
It's in LA.
censor that out.
It's in LA.
It's in LA.
Well, it's actually probably not in LA anymore because it was in LA a day and a half ago. Probably still not.
Your watch might have gotten stolen. Yeah, I go get it off of some guy on Skid Row.
Yeah, they still
Yeah, LA stole your watch.
So this letter came out that Obama wrote when he was in college
Oh, was it the bisexual one?
to one of his friends,
Yeah.
and he talked about how
He makes sense.
about you. I'm so glad you know about this, dude. I'm so glad you know about this. About how
Every day
every day he makes love to men
in his mind.
in his head, bro.
I've heard about that.
Isn't that?
mine-
Don't you just do that as a straight man? Though?
No,
Like,
my interpretation of that
I don't know.
is that he was trying to sound bisexual to make himself attractive to the liberal baddie he wanted. So
that's definitely possible.
I think that's what that
That's
means.
definitely
That's my
possible.
interpretation.
That's probably like the Occam's razor of it, but like, come on, he makes love every day to men in his head. Come on, Big Mike, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder if it worked though. If it got him the baddie.
Dude.
Was that for Michelle?
Big Mike.
Was that who was that letter to?
I think it was to one of his male friends.
Is that true? Well, then I might be wrong.
Connie, you want to Google this one before we spread
No,
misinformation about our president?
I'm trying to find boxes.
No, Connor, look it up. Pull it up.
Look up Obama bisexual letter.
It'll come up, Connor. Do DuckDuckGo. Google's gonna hide it.
Because Google was gonna hide it, bro. They're gonna hide that shit. They're gonna put that shit away.
And I use DuckDuckGo. Cause Google, they hide.
He sent it to his
Google's new update
ex-girlfriend.
is actually.
He
what-
sent it to his girl at the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think my
My
solution
bad.
is-
Evan was right. Evan was right here.
Like she was like, you can't even hate. You don't even like gays. And he's like,
I make
I
love
love
to
daily in my head.
Yeah.
love to men.
In my head.
my imagination.
In my imagination.
Every day in my my head.
That's what his roommate told him to write. He was like, "That's a good one. That's a good. She'll buy that.
That's a good line.
She'll buy that.
That's a
She'll
bar.
buy that."
Because she
That's a
can't
bar.
know. She can't know what I'm thinking.
I'm only thinking about titties.
See, we'll never know. But it is weird how there's
You know
no
what my cock
pictures.
looks like.
It's
What does that mean?
what does it mean?
You think about that.
You know, maybe it's
Podcast
better. Maybe it's
over.
better that he cut me
Oh,
off.
this is the last episode.
Maybe it's better that he cut me off, but I'm going to say what I was going to say anyway. I mean, isn't it crazy that there's no pictures of Michelle Obama pregnant?
I mean, I just haven't seen them.
I saw.
I'm not convinced
I'm
that
sure
there
there's
are any.
pictures. I'm sure he's got a
No.
book.
Nope.
Oh.
Go on Google, man.
Are you going with this Michelle Obama is a man conspiracy
Big
theory?
Mike?
Big
I saw on Twitter the other day.
The
It was
only
one of the Obama
evidence for
daughters.
that is someone grabs this screen grab where she has like a muscular back, and they're
Puts
like,
a crazy bull down there.
"This is not the back of a woman. Michelle Obama must be a man."
I saw Twitter the other day one of the Obama daughters just smoking a cigarette.
That's
Face.
crazy.
Dude, it must suck to be Obama's daughters.
I know, dude. I was
Like, I'm sure he
Poor
loves them and
Sasha.
everything, but
Poor
like,
I think that's
Sasha
who it was.
Obama,
I think that's
dude.
who it was.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
pull
trying
it
to
up.
remember their name.
Dude, what about the dog? What's the dog up to?
He's probably dead.
Yeah, the dog's dead.
How'd he die? Got assassinated.
Yeah,
The dog was talking about how Obama was gay and that he drowned in fucking 1 foot of water. It was a big dog. Big dog.
He was hit by Air Force One.
The guy's from TMZ. I
Yo,
think that's
she
base.
doesn't need to be looking so bad while doing it, though.
For real.
Like, come on, I thought she was just gonna be like regular clothes.
She has a hand on the hip and everything.
That's so crazy. Hey, Quinn, welcome to the
Wait.
podcast. It's Resident Quinn.
Resident sleeper.
Connor, put Quinn on the chair.
When will not stay in the chair?
I make
Salisbury
her,
steak in the lunchroom.
That was the
bussin'.
best, man. That was Michelle.
I remember
Michelle Obama was cooking on that one. Fuck, like Big Mike was working.
I
No, that one. As long as you got some of the chocolate milk, like it was alright.
It was calm. We could put it with the whole wheat cheese ham sandwich.
I cook up.
Oh my god, the whole wheat crust pizza was the worst.
Any carb they served was whole wheat.
Yeah.
It was browner.
The whole wheat pizza crust was, because I remember before that we get the French pizza on the fucking grinder half roll, and that was so gas. And then we switched and we got the fucking whole wheat
if you want to
pizza.
come out, this cigar's pretty good.
Oh my god, it was so bad. It was like would sometimes serve stuff that I'm like, this is like atrocious.
Yeah,
like nobody the whole lunchroom would eat it.
I'm for like 8 years.
Was your
was
the lunchroom like private food, or was it like Michelle Obama food still?
It was Michelle Obama food, but it was also basically it was free to everybody, so it was as cheap as it could possibly be.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
Do you remember the lunches, Connor? The whole time we were there, they never got better.
That's what I liked about the West.
Lunches taught me something about the economy. That just because it's free doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
We were well, this is different because Highland was good and it cost money. But then we entered a lower tax bracket, and then the lunch was free, by technicality.
Yeah.
And it was still good.
You know
So
what?
I got free lunch for the last 2 years of high school.
That's kind of gas.
It was pretty good, man.
You know what I think I'm gonna buy next time? It was a little expensive, but I didn't want to buy it because it was a little expensive. But this one was good.
What?
They had the 50th anniversary there. This is the 20th. They had the 50th anniversary there. And I think I was telling Dave.
Episode 10
If
will
the
run
cigars age good, the wrapper will be golden, and the guy, you could tell he had them for years. All the wrappers were gold.
Wow.
And that means they were kept good the whole way through.
Wow.
Because if people think if there's mold on it, then it's good, and it's aged good.
Did Dad say it was coming out?
You come on, yeah. But it's mold.
All right, let me cover this salvia trip real quick before we continue. We went to this lake, and there was a playground there. You hopped the cactus salvia. Salvia is a very intense trip. If you've never done it, never do it. I don't.
Except for me. I've done it 3 times.
Don't do it. Don't do it, man. So
it was kind of nice.
So I was the last person in the rotation to go, and I was all right, because they didn't fucking get anything. I was the only person to trip that night out of me, Connor, and Evan. Connor hits, Evan hits. So I was all right, I'm gonna hit, but I'm gonna keep inhaling. So I was and I kept inhaling, and then all of a sudden I'm in the line dimension. Everything around me in vertical lines turns into there was a little bit of color because there was a light. It was kind of like this. So I'll try to edit what it would kind of look like. It was everything by color would go into a line. It was like a shitty video filter. And then I was in one of those vaporwave car driving gifs where it's driving down a road and there's vaporwave palm trees coming back. That's kind of what it felt like for a bit. And then after that, I lost all my senses. Point blank, bro. I was basically dead. It was so weird.
I remember you were saying, "I'm dead, bro. I'm dead," and we were like, "Oh my god!"
Was I saying that? Holy shit! Holy shit!
And we're he's doing the thing. He's saying it.
But it was fine. I knew it was calm. And they did too. We were all fucking having a good time.
Were pissed because if when you take the salvia and you don't trip, you just kind of feel like shit. I actually thought it was kind of nice. You feel groggy the hour after, but for that 10 minutes, you feel like you're just crossed.
Yeah.
You feel really high.
Everyone was super giggly
and kind of drunk.
It was a good time. So
don't
do it though. It's very intense. Don't
do it.
Do that shit. Fuck.
Do the.
And then I had to force myself out of it, and then I was fine.
Do the 20x.
Yeah,
that's what we did. No, we did the 10x actually. We gotta do the 60x next time. Maybe on the pod.
Maybe on the that would be great. Actually, we're seated. You can see someone moving to the right a bit. I don't know why that happens, but you move to the right. It's like you're on a conveyor belt.
Everyone I've actually been with in real life taking salvia has been it's pulling me, it's pulling.
It's pulling
you.
You
start leaning, like they took lean.
Yeah, dude, It's weird. I mean, it's just weird as fuck. That's why I want to. That's why I want to try mushrooms, because I just want to have a much more tame
mushrooms are great.
experience. Something that's a lot more enjoyable.
Here's
And
where I'm gonna say, I'm like the director.
something where I could be in the moment. Yeah, Connor's
Connor,
the.
do you have anything to say about the line dimension?
Don't talk to me, I'm the director.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
no, you know what I wanted to say? And it was funny because we were talking about how Aidan was freaking out and me, you were laughing.
Yeah.
Because maybe we didn't, like, get there. Because I didn't, like...
I wasn't really freaking out then. I was just like,
shut
whoa,
up.
because in my head I was fine.
No, I was saying because me and you, I didn't, like...
That's
the
actually
first time,
hilarious.
So me and you just got, like, really faded.
Yeah, that's
so
what we're actually talking
So
about.
me and Evan were just having a great old time. I'm literally like a merry-go-round. We're literally in a merry-go-round.
Yeah, they were 40 feet away from me while I was
That's
entering
so
the most
fun.
intense trip of my entire life.
It's your only one. That's like a technicality.
It was crazy. I don't know. That was a fun.
Well,
that
I
was
mean,
a
there's
fun
not
night.
much I can beat.
It's true. It's true.
That was a fun night. It was a good night.
We gotta do it on the pod. I'm convinced now.
It would be great.
You can buy it
actually
on
great
Blood.
to do on for the pod. It would be great to do on the pod. It would need to be on a weekend where like my parents are out of town.
Yeah. Your parents come out, you're just like, why don't you just like actually going insane?
I'm tired, man. I'm fucking dying. We gotta get Dave to blast off, bro.
Oh my god. I don't think he'll do it. I think we brought it up and he said he'll never do it. Oh, he's dead too, kid.
It's so true, man. Rip,
That's a shame.
bozo. Pack was smoking on that David pack. Smoking on that David pack. That was solid. Nobody could. I haven't seen one of those work in like
I
5
can do
years. I think it's because of climate change.
Maybe. You have to flick it off fast.
They used to work all the
Let me see, do
time.
you have
They
the
never
cat?
work anymore.
I'll
It's
try.
fucking these liberals,
No, I'll
dude.
show you. I'll even do a cut on the reload. Watch. And everyone knows it's harder on the reload.
That's crazy because that's gonna be your shot in the thumbnail. You turning red, trying to blow that bottle up. Look at something to drink. Not bad.
I'm not a huge fan of the way the flavor is developed.
Yeah.
I definitely like it better at the beginning. I can see now why that people said it knocked them on their ass.
It's like spicier. Obviously, it's gonna be a little spicier, but I'm feeling it tastes like pepper.
Yeah, like-
it tastes like pepper more.
I definitely get that. Yeah, I'm
All right, Evan, I have a betting
I'll see.
opportunity for you next year, though.
Next year.
Yeah, I was telling you about this the other day.
Were you?
Yeah, there's this baseball player who once a year randomly tweets just the word furry, though, right?
You could bet on that?
Shut up.
Oh yeah, I've heard about
You've
that.
heard about that? And it's the furry convention in town.
Mm-hmm.
He does way better when the furry convention's in town. He has every single game hit a home run when the furry convention's in town.
Okay,
Because he's filled with rage from the furry.
Actually
So,
tuned you out when you said
I
that
have-
part.
is that
I actually
why?
tuned
Are
you
you
out when
sure?
said that part.
That's the reason. I saw an interview.
Really, that's what he said. That's the reason.
Yeah, because they asked him about it, and he goes, man, I'm just, we just go around hotels, and it's like 1 weekend a year, the hotel room, there's just these furry guys everywhere. They're just really, I don't understand. I don't, like,
That's
just
so,
this one, every year.
that's so
And
funny.
he always hits a home run. So now I have an alarm set for next furry con in Philly.
You know,
Okay.
it sucks that the furry stood the test of time.
What do you mean? They're pretty new. I feel like.
They stuck around.
All right, Evan, let's talk about this UFC, huh? I got DraftKings open.
Yeah,
as I'm sure
let's
you do
just
right
shove
now.
this
I
furry
do.
thing to the side.
Yeah, look, there's always furries are talented. You can bring them up later.
That's what I'm saying. They stood the test of time, dude. Connor agrees.
I mean, people have been drawing animals like that for a long time.
Evan, what's your
Like
bet?
shit.
Like ancient Japanese art. There's like tentacle porn and stuff. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I remember when last time Chris was over, I was explaining sports betting. He was like, I was like, yeah, so it's really unlikely. So if I bet on it, it'll pay out way more money. He's like, so where's that money coming from, though? And I'm like,
It's coming from you.
It's coming from the casino. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's how betting works. He's like, so.
Well, I thought you meant, like, where does it come from? Like, initially, I was like, oh, this is a deposit. Fucking asshole. Dude, that's why he left the bong here, dude, because you got him so into gambling. You got him so addicted to gambling.
Did I tell you what happened that night that we left?
Yeah, you left, and then you gambled until 5 a.m. And at one point, you were up $200, and then at 5 a.m. you weren't.
Yeah, at 5 a.m. I was not, and currently I've now lost all of that.
Nice.
All that money I was playing with before, from that initial high and the 200 up, I've now officially lost it all.
Damn, so you're down $3.
Yeah, in my entirety with DraftKings.
That's how it goes.
But tonight that's
better than me. I'm down like 30 something. So that's what I'm trying to ask what the moves are tonight.
Let me see. I don't know. I'm locked out of my DraftKings.
Evan, I think tomorrow you come over and
I'm going.
We both put like $20 on DraftKings and we put on the U.S. Open. If we just get to work.
If we play pickleball after work, I can't stay that long because I gotta do homework to do Sunday night.
If we got my work, it's real.
I keep having dreams where I have this crazy homework project to do, but then I wake up and I'm not in school at all.
One day we should have
your body's telling you need to be in school.
Right? Like, what's going on?
We should have, instead of like a poker night, we could also set like a poker or blackjack night, but also for gambling, we should have like a sports betting night where we all sit out here and bring out like a TV and put on like MLB Big Game or whatever we're betting on, and just I'll put $20 on our DraftKings account and just like bet pitches all night.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be a good podcast. Like a bet.
Like this, but there's a TV with like the 4
yelling constantly.
Bet companion.
Yo, bottom left, I got the pitch right here. Bottom
left, it gets on first base.
Dude, I would just bet strike.
We could definitely get
that
away
would be so fun.
We could definitely get away with like having a TV showing the feed and then recording that, and then us react. Like that'll be totally fine. I'd imagine.
But do you have NordVPN? I wish you would imagine.
Yeah. I was thinking about sponsors.
I actually do use NordVPN, so if they want to sponsor the podcast, I'd appreciate it. They have a good app.
You pay for them?
Good services overall. Well, I did one of their bundles where it was like, I paid $100 one time for like 3 years of service.
Shit.
Yeah. I did that earlier this year.
Nice. NordVPN, ladies and gentlemen.
The price may not be accurate. It's around there. I remember I was just really paranoid sitting in my like community college library that they were gonna know that I'm reading the Ted Kaczynski manifesto, the Unabomber manifesto.
That's what's good about NordVPN.
So I got NordVPN because I was paranoid as fuck.
Is that your location is also ambiguous?
I do a lot of work in like coffee shops and shit and different like college cafeterias, so it is useful.
Nord, ladies and gentlemen.
And it can stop your parents from finding all that freaky porn that you watch.
So go to
IP.
Go to nordvpn.com/Ben Shapiro today.
Because when you look up the log of like requests sent outgoing, and you have NordVPN, all your outgoing requests are going to NordVPN. Then they bounce it to somewhere else, and then from whatever you're accessing, it's coming.
There are a bunch of little freaks over there at NordVPN.
Yeah, that's why they made it.
A bunch of little fucking freaks reading up on my ancient tentacle porn that I look up.
Ancient.
It's just they had such a better art style back then. It was much more distinct.
Yeah,
and
they cared about other things. They cared about the expression in the background.
It was more about, they didn't lose the plot.
Yeah. It wasn't all about the juices.
Yeah.
Now DraftKings will. Come on.
If you want to hit the cigar, I don't want to hit the cigar.
No, just chooch on it a bit. Just keep it going.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to. I'm the beast of burden right now.
dude.
Thank God Connor's back. Please take this cigar.
And here he is.
Oh, macaroni!
I love macaroni.
How long have we been going for?
Probably like 45 minutes. Something like that. Oh, but that kid with the cigar. That's where we were at.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'll... Maybe you'll edit around that.
Nah.
Now you know where it is.
Nah.
Alright.
Probably.
So the kid... So I work at a gym. I'll just start over.
I'm gonna make sure he's
Yeah. I was like 3
Nah,
seconds
they can
away.
edit around it.
They remember from earlier in the fucking episode, Evan started talking about a kid with a cigar, okay?
I don't. I left to get my
Let's
phone.
keep talking about the kid with the cigar.
So...
You're a fucking retard if you don't remember that.
This 17-year-old who goes to my gym asked me one time, he was like, listen, it's totally okay if you like are uncomfortable doing this. It's just a question. Like, I know you're gonna be chill about it. And I thought he was gonna ask me to like sell him weed or something.
Yeah.
And like something serious. I was gonna say no. But he was like, can you buy me like a cigar? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'll buy you a fucking cigar. Like, why not? Because I go to school, like my school is right next to a cigar shop, so I'm like, it'd be easy.
Well, when'd you get him?
Well, he gave me the menu, and it was going to cost like 20-something bucks. So I'm
What do you
like,
want? A couple?
Yeah, he wanted like 2 or 3. And so this is, I'll continue going where it gets crazy. So,
I hate this.
so I get the ones from the place. He like, he cash apped me like the money beforehand. I drop him off, and I asked him about him. And I asked him, like, oh, how like, and he was like, oh, those weren't for me. I was getting him to this other kid, and I was already upcharging him for cigars, like, almost double, because that's, like, standard fares for this. I was, like, $20 for cigars, I think I charged him, like, $40. So then he sold them to some 20-year-old guy who got the cigars because he's a giant Andrew Tate fan, and he wanted to like smoke cigars like Andrew Tate. And I found out like later the cigars I got were like the Andrew Tate's recommended cigars. They were like the like Aruba, CT Reserve, like, and another one. And he was like, so he wanted 3 separate ones. And I got him 1 of one and 2 of another one because they didn't have the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So they were all the same price. So I'm like, whatever, doesn't make a difference. And he was like all up. He told the kid I sold him to, like, oh my god, your guy's not professional. He didn't get my order right. I was like, this is crazy.
Your guy.
Yeah.
You're a fucking cigar dealer.
And also the chain of like 21-year-old buys cigars for a 17-year-old at a double upcharge, and then the 17-year-old sells them to a 20-year-old for like $60.
Dude, how quickly does that 20-year-old get in a Zoom call and take his shirt off?
That's wild.
He
You know
goes
what I was saying?
on like
You know,
Omegle and does that.
you know what I really want to do one day, Evan?
What?
I want me, you, and Aidan, whoever of age, we go walk to the bar at the end of the street, grab a couple pads.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be too crazy.
I'm saying, would you want to do that?
Sure.
We'd even pregame with the Elm Diner.
No, we post-game Elm Diner.
Yeah, that's the move.
Elm Diner's open 24/7. Dude, the YMCA has a lot of history of being a gay place.
It does. I talk about that a lot actually at work.
And yet, no gay activity.
No. There's definitely gay people that go there. They're easy to spot.
Well, I'm saying, is there any quickies in the YMCA locker room? Because I don't want to be in the middle. I want to know for.
I doubt it.
This way for the podcast, you start hearing moaning. I'm not going to be alone.
I'm there a lot, and I've never seen anything suspicious. There's been more like fights in the locker room than there has been like suspected sex.
More war than love.
Yeah.
You should start. You should like
More scrap than crap.
You should start promoting that as like a gay cruising place.
How would I do that? There's not like enough.
Dude,
privacy.
I need more respect for more scrap than crap. It's gay sex!
I'm sure there's.
Okay.
I cooked on that one!
When are you let me cut your hair? It's supposed to be 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to let it grow out.
I've been wanting to try a fade though.
We do have saunas in both locations.
That's the only thing I miss about working out from home and not in like a commercial gym is the sauna.
I do not play it as much in the summer, but in the winter, I definitely fuck with the sauna.
Yeah. I'm definitely...
Because walking out of the sauna and outside, because usually when you're leaving, into like the hot air, it's like, this is not... Like, this sucks.
If I end up in a middle class situation, I'm definitely getting a sauna. Like, that's definitely going to be like one of my bougie things in my house.
If you get ones like outdoor ones, they're not that expensive.
No, I looked into like people who like make sheds in the saunas. That's pretty easy. Or you can even buy like the sauna,
the barrel saunas and stuff.
Not even. You can buy like an indoor sauna that's like a big fucking closet with a bench and like a glass door for like a nice like 6-person one.
In your bedroom and plug it into 2 outlets.
Yeah, honest to God, it's like the infrared ones. It's like
infrared.
Yeah. It's
what
like
are the infrared saunas?
It's like tan you?
No, it's like blast you. They're like
it blasts.
It's a dry sauna. It's a dry sauna.
It just blasts you.
I listen.
No, instead of like the coals, this one blasts you.
No. It's a dry sauna. So
it gets all up in there.
It
gets the blast.
I'm the Grateful Dead.
There's just one big button on the wall when you walk in. It says blast.
I'm the
You
Grateful.
walk out. You're like, how much time has
I
passed?
be spamming that shit, bro.
You're
I'll be blasting off.
I'm the
screaming,
I'm the Grateful.
mashing blast in your infrared sauna.
On the Grateful Dead Sirius XM channel, there's this guy, Big Steve, and they give him an hour every day on the show. And he sounds like the fucking hippie dude from Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like I don't know. The best way to explain him is like this is exactly how we answer the call. It'd be like the preacher would be like, Big Steve, we have Ham from Gary, Indiana, and he'd be like, and they'd like, hi, Big Steve, and he'd be like, he'd be like, hi, Big Steve, I love you. And he'd be like, Pam, I love you too. I don't know why, but when I heard your voice, I just knew in my brain, that's Pam. Like that's him for the whole hour. It's really good. It's like really good.
What are you talking about?
Big Steve's Hour on the Grateful Dead channel on Sirius XM. So anyways, this guy calls, and they don't even talk about the Grateful Dead half the time. This guy calls in and they start talking about saunas.
Yeah.
And Big Steve has an infrared sauna. He can't get enough of it. And he was like,
Big Steve
he was like,
has an infrared
He
sauna,
presses the blast button.
and he can't get enough of it.
Dude, he's moaning in there.
That might just be the title of the episode.
And then he goes, I remember back on tour, he was like a rodeo or something. He was like, we used to get a hotel room, and if there was really good seals on the doors in the bathroom, we'd crank the shower mad hot, get a nice steam room going. And I remember one time in '72, there's this hotel in Montreal, and Jerry called us on. He was like, guys, you gotta come check out the steam I got going in this bathroom right now. And we all just sat and steamed up for like 6 hours, man.
You gotta check out the steam, my God.
I'm sure Aidan buy some substance.
Oh no, I'm sure they were nodding off in the steam room, dude. But it's so funny to listen. Like that's literally what he was talking about. Some dude called up and talking about Egypt and talking about Egypt for 40 minutes.
Gabe Newell had a similar conversation when he was founding Valve Employees. He was like, yo, the steam I got.
That's why I used to be mad when I like turn on the radio and still listen to some like nice jams would be Big Steve. But now whenever I catch Big Steve out, I'm like, thank God.
Is it different every day?
I don't think so. I think I catch it around the same time.
You're listening to Big Steve.
I catch the end of it if I leave from my grandmother's a little earlier is when I know it's like
Big Steve just said bullshit. He was like, I have an
so
hour.
Maybe he runs like 5 to 6.
I just imagine his eyes are closing the entire time he's talking. So he's like, me and Connor were listening to it. He's like, I have an hour of free time to kill. That's an hour of recreation time. I value my recreation time. John Hanks was supposed to be on the Howard Stern show at 7, but luckily he covered for me. So I have an hour of
for X
recreation time.
Yes, I guess for X.
I sent you the name of it.
If Dave can make a late hour in appearance, that would be crazy. He resurrects.
Dave is back from the dead!
You'll go up WWE with it. My Undertaker at WrestleMania!
Hide it in the edit when he actually comes in and have him just like climb through the bush into his shit.
Dude, I could totally just. This would be so fucking easy to do because the crowds look exactly the same.
Oh, look who decided to pick up!
He just woke up. David, I'll give you a fucking White Claw. Come Uber over, bro. We're an hour into the podcast.
We'll bring over.
I don't know, that sounds like an intriguing deal, but I might ask.
What the fuck?
You didn't notice that?
What? How come he sounds like that?
No, bro has his boyfriend over.
He stole his phone.
Yo, pan around
Yes,
the room.
man.
Is not Dave there? Is Dave not there?
Is Dave just not there?
Pan around the room.
Yo, Dude, when you give Dave his phone back, I guess that's fair.
Bro, pan around the room. Is Dave not there?
Yeah, he really is logged into his phone, bro. He really could just iCloud delete his whole shit and fucking put that bitch on offer up. Oh my god, it's possible.
Yeah, that happens. I gotta call me. It's like this.
Bro, he's too busy.
No, that's like a
fucking up
smart thing.
with some shit.
Shut up. You and Dave both keep saying that. I got faith in my man.
Now I was
Yo, you
fucking
got
around,
him
but
in
now
it?
I hear Dave saying the same thing. Like,
I'm stalking it, yo.
You got a minute? You want to chat? You got a minute? Okay, damn.
Turn him as far up as you can.
This is as high up as you're here with. Can you hear me still?
Put him like towards the mic.
This is
Like at the end of the table.
this is you're on line with Evan, Aidan, and me.
and me.
And me.
That's David.
That's Aidan. Aidan was doing a voice.
And me.
That checks out.
Eddie, have you ever thought about going on a bulk?
Yes,
Everyone's thought about it. Everyone's fucking thought about going on
in
full.
in high school, we tried taking Eddie to the gym a few times.
Yeah, you didn't like it?
He didn't like it back then.
Yeah, because we were all in the sauna one time, and this dude walked into the sauna with his dick out. I don't think Eddie was there for that one. I don't think he was
You remember
there
going
for
to the
one.
gym with us, Eddie?
Do you remember that, Connor?
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, but I don't remember that story.
Oh, you weren't there for that one.
I think it was Dave and Sean.
Yeah, it was David.
No, Eddie, that you can buy like
The NBA game was on, and we just had to act like it was chill.
Yeah, but like it's hard for me to bulk. I don't think.
I get
Well,
you.
at least doesn't change.
You remember
Like,
Aria, man? You got in the Aria split when he was in high school. He used to go to the edge. He'd eat like mad bread, oil, chicken, and then I'd make him just go crazy.
You would do it. You would make him give
I
hell.
remember
You were the catalyst.
I was
the
the
Eddie,
coach.
there's a few companies that sell like mass gainer bars where it's just like the size of a normal like protein bar, except it's like 800 calories and has like 75 grams of protein. You have to
Is that
find those.
true?
Yeah.
Dude, that's hype.